I use like a dice cup, so it's
So
like, you know.
I've hit go. We can continue to chat. I'm
We are live from New York.
We're live?
making us stuck. Yeah.
It's Thursday
we're not
night.
on camera yet. But let's
people can hear our jocular banter.
indeed.
Okay.
With that in mind, I'm gonna recruit to dice.owen made, and
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna clear out the destiny pool. I'm gonna clear out my results, and so let's. So first of all, I need to track down the duty table. Who's gonna roll the D100 tonight?
I'll go ahead and take it tonight.
Yes, please.
65.
I
We know
believe
that's
that's
right.
that's gonna be a trigger. As a matter
Oh,
of
is
fact,
it?
it is. Yeah, because we're getting quite up there.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find. Okay, let's see what I can find. Scrolling.
Keep that browser scrolling.
Okay, what was that? What was that hut's name again? I was
Garoba.
watching the recap today. Garoba.
Garoba.
I gotta Garoba that.
So, all right. So you rolled a
65.
65. That is, I don't even need to think about it. That is in the max bill range.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
The table. Basically, Davian got 2 points and Max Bill got 2 points last time. So it adjusts upward, but before the adjustment, it would have been 57 to 82 Max Bill. So, mea culpa on my part. The technology acquisition duty, I had not done a close reading of that after I learned that you had chosen it. As in, like, I never went back and looked at, like, well, what does that say? And so I have to admit that it's like, I was reading it as war material, and in fact it is like gadget. It's like looking for new super weapons and like gadgets and stuff like that. Like, it's looking for next generation technologies. And so I want to admit that I had not been acknowledging that
Okay.
as the thing that it is. Had you been thinking of it that way?
It was kind of a, yeah, I mean, more or less.
Okay.
I think I attributed it more to the skullduggery side of like piping, taking imperial technology more than just technology in general. If that makes sense.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, yes. Like, it's interesting because there's like, you can get into splitting hairs. Like, what do you mean, like compromising their codes? Do you mean like just stealing stuff out of the shipyard? Like, you can go down that road of like asking 20 questions, and it may end up being a different thing exactly. But I was just like, yeah, it's just a thing to keep in mind about what the center of gravity for that one is. Without kind of listing all the rest of what the center of gravity of the other ones are. That is noted that the Death Star, everybody knows that the Death Star found Yavin Base somehow. Like that's in all the the illegal HoloNet recordings that people pass around on thumb drives. Like, somehow they found the rebel base. So they do have, this next generation hyperspace tracking technology, somehow. So that's a known thing, for example. And with that, I think that I have something to go. I will just leave that kind of hanging in the air, and then I'm going to put us all on camera while we populate the Destiny pool.
Final question before we go. I just, it seems we're at strange. I almost made a video today because we're at a strange point, like in both this game and Mars, where things are like at a little lull. And I get the feeling that the GMs are waiting for direction from the players. So, I'm taking that as a cue to go super proactive. I don't know how.
Yeah, well, I've been letting the inertia slowly reel back, just like the hyperspec. Like, I've been letting it reel, like, ever since you guys jumped away after you found Idrian. And that's been a while now. And even that was sort of connective, like... it's time to to get the Thomas the Tank Engine off the tracks.
So you're saying yes, we go proactive or no?
Yeah, I think that's okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot of there's open-ended stuff. Like, I know everything that's around you right now. Like, I finally have got the setting in my mind, and then the immediate setting with the Queequeg and with Garoba's recumbents and ZDV's vessel, which I have named, and unfortunately I've failed to
to record.
Well, no, it's in Messenger. I freeballed it, and it's in there. Oh, he's just wild. It's 20 after 9. I'm gonna be. We're live, and I don't care. My son it's 20 after 9, and like this is a real thing about gaming. Anyone who's watching, like, it's just you think play games online. They said.
Hey, listen, man. It's a lot easier than. Well, if you left your house, you wouldn't hear him cry. So there we go.
That's true.
Well, yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, okay. So if we're more proactive, I get the Black Lotus and put it in ZDV12's face. Oh wait,
I kind of like that. Wait, yeah, don't cross the streams. Do not cross the stream.
All right, yeah, okay. Let's go proactive.
All right, so.
Oh, we haven't rolled a Destiny for you, have we?
We do, and that's
nope.
Yeah, that was sort of a meanwhile, yeah.
Ooh.
Otherwise, our hero.
The Temperance. ZDV's vessel, the Space Master Transport, is called the Temperance.
The Temperance, okay.
And now, I am anxious to see this pool.
We're missing.
Let's see. I got to roll. Yeah, it was taking a second to reset here.
Oh,
yes.
Right!
Woohoo!
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yep.
Look at that.
Wow.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
5 light side, only 1 dark side. All right.
Okay.
The Force is with us, my friends.
So over an icy moon in the outsystem of the Napier system, 2 smaller vessels are docked to 1 larger one. One is the Queequeg, an erstwhile whaler from Scintilla, commandeered by our protagonists. The other is Garoba's and Recumbents, an HWK series vessel, commanded by the adolescent, or seemingly quite young Hutt. And when he creeps around on his belly, he leaves a trail of slime as he does so, and He's certainly, he seems to have either lacked the cunning of an elder Hutt, or perhaps to the credit of ZDV, he was coaxed into being locked into one of the side compartments behind a bulkhead aboard the Temperance. And thus we find everyone having gotten the better of Garoba's crew in a very brief combat. And so I think that Max Bill is holding the still warm ion blaster. which he used to destroy a B2 battle droid of Clone Wars vintage, which has been it's just it's pretty used. It's on its third, fourth, fifth, or sixth owner, and you're standing in there. You're standing in there with Davian, who has just accepted the surrender of the crewman, Garoba's crew. There was a Klatooinian wielding a sword who came charging out of the cockpit area of the vessel, and walked straight into the blast of the sun grenade, which downed his crewmates, who were two Aqualeash thugs, and so he dropped his sword on the ground summarily. I believe 1v4N may have sealed the airlock door to Garoba's recumbents.
Mm-hmm. Seemed like the right thing to do.
Indeed. And so the three of you are 1v4N is kind of at the back of the ship, where the airlock port is. And I imagine, now that we have some deck plans, which for the viewers I will put on the screen right now, I imagine that the way that the docking happens here is that you, in fact, the airlock is also the escape pod, in the sense that when you're standing inside of the airlock, you're also standing inside of the escape pod. And so there are two hatches to each escape pod. So then on the port and starboard side, where there are those two escape pods on the lower deck, those are also function as two
airlocks.
Two airlocks.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we gather their weapons, take their weapons away because they're stunned, and I don't know if I have binders. I don't think I have enough binders for everybody. I actually have one set of binders. But,
I should mention that there are very functional binders which have been very used for their intended purpose, which are welded to the bulkheads in the cargo bay on chains.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll secure the. I'll ask, Maxwell, give me a hand. 1v. Let's get them all.
Who are you anyway? What is this?
I am Davian Soar. I am a former law enforcement officer in Scintilla and the Five Sisters.
Well, what are you going to do to us?
Maxwell's gonna punch the dude in the mouth. We're gonna make you shut up.
Fair.
That's a good idea.
No, and that's actually, and he said,
but this guy isn't unconscious then. Okay.
No. This is the Klatooinian. You stunned him. That's right.
Yeah, I threw the grenade. So I thought everybody was stunned.
No, they're all. Yep. Okay. Pardon me. Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, what the?
Yep.
Wait a minute. We have to wait now until he wakes up. There's got to be a reason he woke up, because I want Maxwell to hit this guy in the mouth. You can't undo that scene. That's too awesome. That's too awesome.
Okay.
I'll spend a destiny point to make that happen.
He wakes up as Maxwell is tying him to the manacles.
Well, this isn't it. This is a good window for us to learn. How do you recover from being stunned? I mean, because stun is strain, correct?
Yes.
So
that's actually a good question. I don't remember how long. What the natural thing is. At the end of combat, you roll to recover strain, but when it is specifically due to a stun grenade, I do not remember how that goes.
Okay, so now we have Garoba's recumbents on the screen here, and if anybody needs the deck plan, I will resend that in Discord now, or the stat block.
I've got that.
I got it. It doesn't specify anything in particular, at least not from the weapon descriptor. It might be under combat, but
yeah, I'm looking under wound strain threshold. Blah, blah, blah.
Might be in the old healing section, perhaps.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going there. Staggered, immobilized, disoriented. Strain damage, critical numbers, yada yada.
recovering from strain is page 233 of the rulebook.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
At the end of the encounter, each player can make simple discipline or cool check. That's pretty much all it says. I don't think it specifies anything in particular. Then again, if you fail that, you're not recovering any strain, right?
Right.
And if they're minions or whatever, they technically just go down.
You get a night's sleep, right? We know that you get you get it back if you get a night's sleep.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So they're out for, however long that takes. If you think about C-3PO waking up in Luke's garage, and when he was out, or when they wake up in the Sandcrawler. I think those are probably our most idiomatic kind of like characters recovering from strain. Is that it takes a while and then they come around. It's in another scene.
And the battle droid we disabled at the end of the combat, right?
Yes, it was physically disabled. I believe there may have been an actual die where like there was a off switch physical.
Yeah,
disconnect.
I think we activated that because otherwise I don't want the thing to reboot, right? So
Yeah, no.
So after we secure them to the manacles, 1V opened the hatch. Let's see how CDV is doing with the hut, and I get my pistol ready.
You want me to open the hatch? I'm not opening the hatch. The hut's out there.
Well, we need to take care of the hut. ZDV has no weapons that I saw.
Well, that's his problem.
Come on, 1V.
Oh, all right. I'm going to regret this. Walk over to the panel, hit the switch.
So I got.
So I think at this point we now know that these are iris valves, perhaps for these.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the lighting difference is stark. You've been in here just long enough to having secured Garoba's crew that your eyes have adjusted to the Huttese taste in lighting, and the bright white lights of the main corridor of the recumbents are a somewhat jarring. I'm sorry. The bright white lights aboard the Temperance are a somewhat jarring sight. And you hear ZDV rattling off some pompous phrase through the bulkhead at Garoba as he slams his bulk against the kind of the bulkhead door, against the blast door.
So I move through the corridor, ready to see. I'm guessing he's got Garoba trapped.
It gives me great pleasure to know that you underestimated a lowly person like myself. After all, it was you. After all, you do yourself one better as a Hutt. And rather than just buying and selling droids, you buy and sell people. I decided to take matters in my own hands. And so there's a long tirade coming from the other side of it, and you feel there's a little bit of shaking, like it feels like as in there's some sensation that he may actually do something slamming against this door as you approach. Oh, hello. Did you subdue his crew?
Yes, we have secured the ship.
And so, quick meanwhile, what preoccupies Max Bill and 1v4N as Davian probes down the corridor towards ZDV?
I'll be working on that. Fourth time drone we shut off. I'll see if I can't strip him down for parts.
The droid, the battle droid?
B2?
Yeah, the battle droid, yeah.
Nice.
See if I can't strip weapons off him or something.
I regard what he's doing, and I remember that time so long ago on another planet where I told another mechanic that I wanted one of those arms that shot blasters, but that was a long, long time ago. So I don't say anything to Maxville, but walk over. And
back in your smuggler days.
Yeah, back in my smuggler days. This really happened. And I look at the actual the door panel control and wonder, like, should I stay here? I almost put my hand up, like, should I be prepared to close it if things get ugly? And then it looks as though he's got things in hand. I think the hut's been subdued as well.
Well, there's there's a sensation of that there's a little bit of there's a physical jostle. I mean, these are Star Wars spaceships, and so if a hut, a 800-pound hut was slamming his body around the International Space Station.
Right.
It would be a little bit of shaking.
and I think, in spite of these being Star Wars ships, that might also be the case here. And so I am going to give him one brawl check to actually try and do something about his imprisonment here. And this will happen right before Davian's eyes. Okay, so huts are big, by the way. So I'm gonna say that this is daunting for him. So yeah, that sounds about right. And then I'm also gonna give him a setback die because ZDV has been talking trash at his face the entire time that y'all been busy doing stuff. With that in mind, I just need to find the sat line here. Do you want to just make a quick mechanics roll? I believe it's to salvage parts off of that Max Bill. That will end up being a it is triple purple like overall to kind of to do the job right and get get salvageable weapons out, I believe.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use the destiny point because we've got enough. We've got some to use, so
fair.
Go ahead and do that. Okay. Okay.
Oh. Only slightly threatening.
Do you want to narrate that threat? Because I'm thinking in haste.
In haste, you drop one of the rockets from its rocket launcher, and it rolls across the floor towards the crates of arms that Garoba was about to sell to the rebellion, including the 2 rocket launchers. Thankfully, nothing happens. Take 1 string.
Deal.
Damn it, Maxville! What are you doing?
And I believe you also do so pretty quickly. Yeah. So you'll be getting done with this like not long after whatever we find out happens next. So yeah, as it turns out, there is no default brawl skill, and that's what I needed to know for this following roll.
Brawl defaults to brawn.
Oh well, that's bad.
So he slams up against the bulkhead, and and manages to break the seal between the two, between the compartment, the pod, which is attached to the Temperance, and the hull. So like the clamps are now loose. Some of the clamps have come unclamped as you approach Davian, and so you hear the hiss of the little bit of air that was between the two doorways, and and you see the light turn red on one of those Star Wars control panels, like not a good seal, and like do not open this door.
You gotta get us all killed, you crazy hut.
It's better. It's better than going. It's better than spending days in an imperial jail. I hear that there's no prostitutes in their jails. You can't hire and you can't order food out. At least in hut space, you can spend your own money on your own prostitutes and your own takeout food that you can get delivery into hut jail. I cannot abide by the like it. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe we can make a deal. And at this point, like, this is a shouting conversation. Like, he's, like, maybe you want to make a deal. He's shouting because there's just a little bit of conductance now between the two vessels that's carrying the sound. So you're hearing his voice, not his voice, but instead the door is, the metal is rattling in the same way that you might hear underwater.
I'll tell ZDV, I wouldn't risk it. Can you seal off the compartment and detach it from the ship?
Yes. I was hoping to get the bounty for him, and the ranger is already on his way, but
yeah, but if it's sealed, he has atmosphere.
Such is like no, and he's already pressing. Like unless you reach for his arm, he presses the button and sends it off.
No, but it seals inside and outside, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. The blast door was sealed, one of those iconic Star Wars blast doors. So he presses the button.
I'm just saying, and the compartment is still there. We can hand that to the ranger. The compartment.
And so you there's a couple of magnetic pistons that fire, and through the little viewing window you see the inert form of that module drifting away from the ship. There's a couple of magnetic pistons that detach it. This noise disturbs 1v4N and Maxbill from whatever preoccupies them on the recumbents.
Well, actually, what I was doing at that exact moment while he was starting to take the droid apart is I just looked around and said, "This is a nice ship," and then just very nonchalantly I start dragging the unconscious forms of the prisoners off the ship into the hallway. As if that's the most natural thing to do. So as I'm dragging off the third body, just by the feet, off into the hallway with their arms trailing behind them because they're bound arms, I suppose. I just stopped. Like, what was that?
So I think that this is. I'll
say that's what caused me to drop the.
Let's just see if anything bad happens. I'm going to upgrade what would be kind of simple into easy with the dragging the guys out of the out of there.
All right, so
it'll be athletics. Pardon me.
Oh, athletics. Okay, thank goodness. I never use athletics. That is based entirely off of brawn, I think. Right?
Brawn, yes.
I don't think I have an athletic skill to speak of, so it's just 2 dice then.
Well, a spindly droid dragging around unconscious people, it seemed like it needed some kind of marker.
So, okay, so two what did you say, it was 2 purple dice?
No, it's single purple. Single purple.
Oh, single purple. Okay. Oh, let's hold on here.
I will say that the I'm going to put a black die on that because there's the
The heck?
Yeah, that was weird. Ivan, it just in here it says there's a dashed line. It says Ivan dash dash dash.
I don't know how to
dash,
make it undo that. It's just ridiculous.
It's fine. I mean, I can't see anything. Did you roll anything?
No, I don't know. Right
Okay,
now.
there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, success! Thank goodness.
Yes.
It is done. So ZDV, after kind of watching part of his ship drift away, somewhat morose.
CDV, what is the plan here? What, you want to hand this hut over to the local rangers?
That was my thought. Yes, I had sent a subspace message to the local sector ranger office on Slovyan, and they should be here within a few hours.
And so this hut is a slaver, no? We saw manacles on the walls of his ship.
He is many things, and it troubled us. And in fact, we wondered how he could be both an arms dealer and a slaver, and pass beneath the notice of the Empire. And it turns out it was because he was enjoying some sort of special protection from Imperial intelligence, from pursuit. But the planets around here had offered a bounty anyway. There's a lot of private bounties, in fact, from families who have had their family members kidnapped.
Well,
About this time, 1V is running the corner, like actually investigating what might be happening. Mm-hmm. How big of a bounty?
We're collecting all of them at once. This will probably fall to the ranger that we hand over Garoba to at the ancillary bounties. But the local sector authority bounty is 15,000 credits.
That's a considerable
Max
number.
Bill walks in. I'm sorry, you said
I did.
how much?
15,000?
Well, that could help fund the rebellion effort, couldn't it?
I was certainly hoping that would be the case, which is why I was hoping to orchestrate an exchange which we could control on the surface of the moon. Now that Garoba is out there, it is somewhat more complicated.
Well, we just have to get him back.
Yeah, I suppose we could tractor him in. My concern is that the ranger might want to impound the ship. The ship seems to me to be more valuable than the reward.
True.
So we just need to hide it.
I would hide the ship, yes. How do we explain his presence on board, though? We could return to the original plan, maybe tractor in the compartment and land all of them on the adjacent moon. We could leave them for the rangers there.
How do we collect our money?
Yeah, we'd have to establish contact with them. The other thing is just to exchange it out here on this ship.
Do you
But
think they're really going to be all that worried about how he got on the ship if we are turning over somebody who's worth so many credits?
maybe they won't ask many questions. The thing is, we don't want the ship here when the Rangers arrive, do we?
Agreed.
So ZDV is trying to practice some kind of body language affect. He's trying to bear the burdens of command of his vessel, and so he in fact does like to lean on things and hold his his mechanical body parts with his other mechanical body parts. It's you know.
I think he's malfunctioning. Can you do anything, Maxwell?
So CDV, we could deliver the crates of the rifles to the Coral Sea if we had its location. I'm also looking for safe harbor for my son and for these from these refugees that we rescued from Gorham.
The Temperance has played host to people similar to those aboard your vessel. And after it calls in Slovian and here on Napier with and picks up cargoes, it will be departing to the Outer Rim to a safe world that I cannot name or discuss any further at the moment.
I understand.
As to the location of the Coral Sea, that is another sensitive piece of information. However, and he walks over to a closet and opens up the closet, and there's an astromech droid inside that's powered down, and he slams it on the head, and it begins to turn on. This is R14. In a moment, he'll be saying hello to you, and he will be the custodian of all the astronavigation data, particular to the Alliance, the sensitive information. I should note that if he is in any danger of being captured, his head will explode. Be very kind to him. He doesn't know about that part.
That's understandable. Security measure.
It's not.
So, everybody remembers how computers used to turn on?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He's going through that right now.
In that case, should we take the blaster rifles to the with us or leave them with you?
You all want to rendezvous with the Coral Sea? Is that what you're saying to me?
Well, I for one, I have burned bridges behind me. There's no going back. The rebellion is my destiny now. I would ask the rest of the crew to consider their prospects, either stay here in the Temperance or join me in our efforts to fight the Empire.
I have admired your moxie, and he holds out his hand to Max Bill, and says, "And I do have need of a mechanic. You are welcome to remain here aboard the Temperance, should you wish. Of course, you must understand that I am the captain."
I don't know if I've ever worked for a droid before.
I don't know that I've ever had a human work for me. We're all learning new things.
Indeed. I suppose if I ever got tired of you, I could always...
So R6, the wakeful astromech, comes over and starts adjusting a few things on his sibling, R14, and he comes down from the bridge and bickers something in beeps and boops at ZDV, which I imagine, it's sort of like, oh, you got to treat him better. why you got to be so mean to him? And they're like, why you it's really stupid to try and act human when you're made out when you're not made out of flesh and blood. And you know, various other bickering. And he says, well, it's pretty stupid to act like you care. It's pretty stupid to act like you have a family when he's just made in the same factory as you. And so they devolve into maternal bickering, leaving the three of you to discuss your prospects.
How far away is the hut now? Like, are we going to be able to catch him?
Well, you're on the same orbit. The pod does not have its own orientation thrusters, and so it has taken on a slight rotation, and is, you know, it's continuing to back away like 2 meters per second that it was jettisoned at. So it's continuing to be, so, you know, it's maybe 2 kilometers away now. It's on a slightly different orbit.
I look right over Maxfield's head. It's like, it's too late for him. Never mind. We can get another reward. They're too dangerous anyway. He'll run out of oxygen soon. It'll be painless.
I'm not worried about his life. I'm worried about his check. I want to collect on that piece of shit.
So here's I'll state it again. I don't think we should be in the system when the Ranger arrives. I agree. They might want to impound the ship. I'd rather take this. ZDV can negotiate with the Ranger. I say we take the ship. We need to change the transponder codes on it and get it ready for action. And
I'm happy to form an understanding with all of you when the Ranger arrives that that you will receive your cut of the bounty when we again meet, if that eases your parting. I believe that's how things would occur among bounty hunters. I've read about it in a book.
I'll feel a little better about it.
No, actually, one of us would kill the other one, and then we would take the entire amount. So this is a friendlier version. And I just turn around and start walking back towards our new ship.
And our stick says, you know, you need to read you know you need to read the end of books too.
He's a little dramatic, but he means well.
Hello, I am R14.
Yes, I'm banging R14 on the head as I'm like, "Are you coming?" And then I bang him on the head and I look like, and I pull my hand back. I'm like, "Oh, crap!" I've given him the whack that every humanoid droid gives an astromech droid on the head. Then realize like, "Oh crap!"
I have just been reset to factory settings. How would you like to refer to me? What is my designation?
Grease trap. Now follow me.
What did you call it?
Grease trap.
Grease trap.
Grease trap. Hey, it's a name. It's a name.
They call you R14 or something. But come on.
So that's my idea. We reset the transponder
V3ST
codes.
is probably the closest interpretation of grease trap. And so he tries to
elite.
Yeah. V3ST. Did you mean V3ST? You know, there's a little clippy overtone to it.
V3ST. Okay.
Sure.
What is your designation? Will you be my counterpart?
Why, of course. Yes, I will. You may call me sir.
Oh, I am so glad to have a guardian so that I can better navigate what is going on around me. This is all so new to me. Thank you so much.
Please don't talk so much. You're going to be more trouble than you're worth.
That is my goal, to exceed the investments made in me in value provided.
So
He's going through the entire litany.
can you handle the changing of the transponder codes, or are we going to need some other materials?
Well, let me see what we've got here. Should be able to.
While you take a look,
something.
I'll go to the Queequeg and explain things to the shepherds and to Adrian. I think this is where we part company. And I'm taking it. You guys agree with me, right?
I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
I mean, when you were talking about the crew before, and I was thinking, like, crew? What crew? We have cargo.
Yeah, crew. The crew is us, man. Yeah.
1B clearly sees everybody else, your son included, as cargo.
As cargo, yeah.
and Maxville, 50-50. He's cargo that can fix stuff. So he's like a you use him as a walking toolbox. As a droid, he completely dehumanizes every human being around him.
So I believe,
and sees him as a resource or an obstacle, or
I believe that transponder codes, fly casual, page 75.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I don't have that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, my tablet is in the truck, so
that's okay. It's cool.
Buy Castro, another book to buy. Here we go.
All right. So, what ship would you like? What kind of ship would you like the recumbents to present as?
I think it's okay if it presents as the same type of ship, right? It's just changed the designation because we don't want
right, but like, So what I mean by present as is such and such name, captained by so and so, with a a unique hexadecimal tag, kept in Bureau Ship Central Records.
Well, I think we need to give the new ship a name. What shall we call it? The New Hope, perhaps?
That's the most ridiculous name I've ever heard of in my entire life.
The Second Chances?
Sappy.
Sure. Whatever you say, boss.
Second Chances? Man. That's ridiculous.
Just tell me what you want me to put in here.
I don't know. That's what I got on the moment. Unless you guys have a better idea.
Maxwell will start putting it in. Second Chances.
There we go.
So not even worried about spelling.
All right. So now to find a ship, an HWK. This is a relatively rare vessel. Type of vessel, and so finding a match. There are of course billions, perhaps trillions of ships in the galaxy. There's lots of kind of like public background check websites. You can just look up ships, and you can maybe even find somebody took a picture of their license plate per se. There's a particular unique transponder code to some other HWK 350 vessel somewhere in the galaxy. And that will take several hours to find, to kind of hustle your Google foo over the local subspace nets, if you will. That portion of this is a little bit of it's going to be tight to pull this off before the sector ranger is slated to show up.
Yeah, because we're leaving before he shows up. So I'm just wondering if he has the tools and the ability to do it, or if we need to go elsewhere to like some sort of illegal shop where we can get help doing that. That's the only reason.
Well,
that I'm asking.
So this is I'll walk you through it. So Max Bill, I believe that you're the kind of guy that you know what's involved in this. Okay, and so I'm going to walk you through it. So first, you need to find the.
Seeing as I was doing it to the quick way, yeah.
Yep, you need to find them. Aha. Find the match, which is an average computer's check. In this case, there will be there will be a setback die on that Google, to the searching for a matching profile. And then opening up the transponder box, opening up the black box without frying it, is and permanently labeling the recumbents as a pirate. Irrevocably labeling it as a pirate, if that's a hard mechanics check. And then finally, inside of that computer is that there's kind of faking out that computer, which is a daunting computer's check to actually replace the code. Obviously, there are places with people who are more skilled with this that, if you pay them money, will do it.
Right.
We don't have any money. It's the problem.
Yeah. Taking this damn hut, we could. Okay, you
sure just don't want to just blast it?
Okay. You said it was a daunting.
Yes. Now that's to completely. Now you can just mask the transponder code. You can just put a lead blanket over the recumbence's transponder. In which case, it'll just be like, hey, there's a ship over there. Oh, what is it? I don't know. I can't pick up their transponder code.
Yeah, if we get out of here fast, we not even have to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how we proceed next. Yeah.
So those are the options. I mean,
right.
I think is that there's replace the code, and then there's put a lead blanket over it.
Well, boss, I can go through the rigmarole of setting us up, or in the for the sake of time, we can blank over, kind of just mask what we've got going on until we can get to a facility that will be able to do it maybe a little quicker, get us into a space where I have a little more time.
All right, so at least we have some temporary measures if we need to take them. All right. So it looks like we'll need to find some sort of place where they do this and some means to pay for it as well. Maybe we could talk to 1V and see if we can put our heads together and figure out where we might go to have this job done.
Or maybe even, what about our kind host? Do you think he might be a source of information for this stuff? I mean, he was already talking about working arms deals, so
that's true.
I think it would be silly to overlook him.
I'm walking by with a little droid in tow. What is the new designation now, Greasetrap? What are we saying that really is?
B3ST.
ST. You got yourself a little vest.
B3ST. Oh man. Oh, that's awful. So I wrote that out, and I was like, oh man, I hadn't made that mentally. That's awful. So our host is an idiot.
Well, perhaps he has contacts, though. It's what we actually need.
But I'm sure if we bring these arms to the Coral Sea, they'll have some contacts too. I mean, after all, this is a rebellion against the Empire, isn't it? These people aren't exactly operating above the law.
They must have some means of changing transponder codes. That's true. Well, that much is true.
We should just get out of here and fix the thing, would you? And so I'm already walking towards the cockpit.
So I will go to Adrian and the Shepherds and explain the situation and tell them, that I wish them to remain with CDV and follow him along to the.
I mean, you don't have to
safe haven. Yeah.
you don't have to convince me to spend a couple months with an eccentric robot. I'm quite fascinated by it. Azarus is excited by this prospect.
Nice.
And the rest of it, and Idrian's like, Dad, I mean, I don't think I'll be much use to you right now. I mean, there's something going on since they took Yant. I feel like they're trying to get to me through him. And I can't see anything more than that, but I don't think that these people will be safe. I don't think you'll be safe unless I get very far away from here. I just wish I had help from someone who knows more about the Force.
Well,
every time I open myself up, I feel like there is an eye that is trying to find me.
I don't understand this power you have, this ability.
I'd hardly call it a power.
I trust your instincts, though. Do you think you'll be safer if you go along with ZDV to this safe world that he promises? Because the alternative is me going back into the fray. I don't know if you'll be safer with us or with them.
Well, I can tell you that this rebellion has apparently embraced everything about the Jedi. That's their myth. I mean, we've been watching holovids since we downloaded everything from the Temperance. That's all we've had to do for the past hour while you've been doing whatever it is. I mean, I thought all the Jedi are dead, and I'm pretty sure they are, but if there's anyone like me, they're probably wherever the Temperance is going. Just get us out of this tiny ship. And the other shepherds are, just get us out of this tiny ship. This is horrid.
So he's going with the Temperance, is he saying? Or
he's going to where he thinks he can get help.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, I didn't go through all this trouble of getting him, out of there. I'm trying to keep him safe. So if he thinks that's best.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's not a good way for like, I can't do a show not tell at the moment about this. It's an NPC. The ISRon is looking for an NPC. I'm just gonna leave it there.
So maybe he's better off, because the more NPCs we have, the more the bigger a job you have to do. So
this is
I'm fine with the astromech. It doesn't.
Oh well, no. I mean, I'm getting I'm getting up to speed. Like it's coming together. But
David, your son can get the help he needs here on the Temperance. The medical attention, and I'm sure they have doctors. Clearly something wrong with him. It's okay. We'll be here for you.
Do I not hear Jim? Is Jim muted?
Jim is muted. Yeah.
Hello?
He's talking for a while. Yeah.
Yep, Jim's muted. for
about 10 minutes. Yeah.
How's it going? Davian, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Okay.
Davian, for once, I agree with 1B. I think this is. I think he's going to be better served staying with them.
Well, we'll
Plus, I don't want to get shot if they're looking.
We'll leave him our comlink code, so he can communicate, and ZDV knows how to contact us as well. So
I mean, Davian, you remember. You have some memory of bounty boards about lost Padawans reward 150,000 credits, dead or alive. That's not so long ago. So.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we're taking the rifles, correct? We're taking the crates with the rifles.
The rifles have not moved from the cargo hold aboard the recumbents.
So that's it.
Let's take them to our new owners. They're new owners. I mean, I'm sure Bestie has the coordinates, right? He's got some Astro data, even though he's been reset to factory specifications, doesn't he? He knows where the Coral Sea is.
I happen to have a bank of navigational data, including five places that are called mustering points. This one is valid for the next 26 rotations. There's another mustering point, which is co-valid at the moment, but it is far away. I am confused about why I have this one. And then I have two more, and then I have another point, which is called failsafe. These are places. I don't know much about these places. They are in deep space.
That's fantastic.
Do you know about these places? I can show you on a computer if you would like.
Well, you're our astrogator, so yeah.
Yeah, come with me. I don't want him to show me what he's got.
Okay. So I believe that there's okay. So the two mustering points that are valid now for like the next month are deep space points. One is nearby, and so it's pretty close to your own familiarity as far as this kind of belt of space, and so it's like you recognize it. It seems it seems unusually close to a world called Nexus or Tai. Like maybe just it's sort of like next to a comet. It looks like maybe the idea is that you're going to be pulled out of hyperspace by the gravity shadow of a comet. And the other one is far away. It's above a world called Hoth. That's all I can tell you.
All right.
And and then you said there's more than those two. There was some other place.
There's and then there's two more coordinates which are valid like a month from now. One is a nearby rendezvous, which is just kind of seems to be in the middle of nowhere, like very close to a nebula here in Sevastol sector, and then the other one is wicked far away. It's wicked far away, on the other side of the galaxy, in the near corporate sector.
Well, that seems to clinch it. Yes. Try the nearby one.
Nexus or Tai. There's a comet.
And then there's the failsafe. The fifth coordinate is a failsafe, which is in the Rishi maze.
In the what?
The satellite galaxy.
Rishi maze.
Oh.
It's not even in the galaxy.
I say we go for the nearest spot. Maxwell, let's take a look at the ship. Let's see what needs repairing or cleaning before we take off. 1V, see if you can nail down that astrogation data and get the ship ready to fly.
So
sure, no problem.
The wrist rocket launcher for the battle droid. I believe that's what you were trying to extract earlier, Maxwell. Is that right?
I was going for any parts, but yeah, that seemed to be the most fun.
So yeah, so one arm's got a twin linked heavy blaster pistol, as in two of them wired together, kind of like that, and then the other one is this rocket launcher with a 4-shot magazine.
can I grab both?
Yes. I mean, both of them are.
So I'll say this: I'm going to try to take both, even at slight detriment to ultimate goal. To big picture. So if it takes me a little longer to pull them in.
No, that's done. I mean, like what's
okay.
done is done. So like, yeah, at this point, you've just got kind of the actual weapons. You know, you pulled them out of the droid, and so there's droid spaghetti lying on the cargo bay floor.
Well, this is good, right? Because if we need to make repairs on 1V or on V3, then these are spare parts, right?
Agreed. Hey, 1V, come over here. Let me see if this matches your paint tone.
Oh no, I cannot have any separatist war material inside of me. I might catch a virus. Please don't repair me with anything from the insides of that droid. That is yucky.
I'll make sure you sleep, son. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let's hope it won't be necessary. We'll try to keep you as intact as possible.
Do me a favor, V3.
1V, is this man going to be my droid maintenance technician? Is he going to take care of me when I am sick?
Yes.
V3,
Okay.
do me a favor. Can you run a diagnostic for me so I can see how you're doing right now?
Boop, 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 boop. So I believe you're actually looking to assess this fella, right?
Yeah.
That is, yeah, just making easy mechanics roll.
Okay. Easy's 2, right?
It is
Or is
one.
easy 1?
Easy is one.
All right. Okay.
Boy, this is really interesting how the Destiny pool, we rolled all white, and it feels like, you guys, smooth sailing.
What the hell am I going to use that on?
Well, it's got advantage, not real success.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to think
All right,
what I can
so
use my advantages on.
as far as this droid is turned on. Well, no, what I can tell you is that
He just lost his PG-13 rating, kids.
what happened? Wait, what?
Turn
The
it
droid was
on.
turned on.
Phrasing.
The droid is turned on.
We're on the droid porn now. This is terrible.
I see. Pardon me. Wow.
Sorry.
Did I haven't seen
Turn it into
Lando.
fanfic.
I haven't seen any. Well, if you watch the Han Solo movie, I mean, it's hard.
Anyhow.
Anyway.
I'm going to go ahead and use 2 of those advantages to recover my 2 strain that I'm.
Fair enough. I was gonna say that he enjoys your bedside manner, but I don't think that's congruent. You're feeling confident. You just took apart one droid, so whatever it is about this one that's eluding you, you know your stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Come on, V3.
It looks
Let's
like.
cut a course.
Yes, please do, but it looks like I won't need to. Open
Please show me what will be my astrogation terminal aboard this vessel. Oh, right here? Oh, this looks nice. I like this spot. This will be my spot.
That's good. Please don't talk about that anymore. Just plug in.
So while they do this, Davian is gonna sweep the entire ship, right, with a blaster in hand. Just make sure everything is
Oh shit.
A-okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just go through the entire ship and check out the weapon systems and familiarize myself with all of that. Cargo holds, crew quarters.
In the meantime, like not Davian, Maxwell's going up to 1V while he's at the terminal and trying to position parts alongside him, that could mount there.
So the interesting thing about the vessel is that the bridge, the cockpit, there's a dome, but most of it is on head-up displays. So there's a dome, and you can look up and see out of the ship, but all the piloting and everything is actually by electronics at the pilot and co-pilot seats. And so you can kind of steer the ship, kind of by just by Mark 1 eyeball, and then just to the front of the cockpit, there's a hatchway with a ladder that goes down into the cargo bay, and and you can tell that door has mostly been open, and so it's sort of a little bit like the bridge of the ship is a balcony overlooking the lower cargo bay. So like any large cargo, would be like stored tall.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And you can see that there is in fact a stripped, like a disused land speeder body, which is bolted to the front bulkhead. So that's what you do find. So you know how people get classic cars. There's a classic car with no engine in it, which is kind of being stored vertical. So you know if you look out the bridge balcony, that's what you see is that classic car.
Nice. Look at this, Maxwell. This might be a future project for you. It's a beauty. You don't see many of those anymore. Looks like it's going to need a lot of work, though. So I'll slide down the ladder. I climbed down the ladder to check the rest of the ship.
He's still muted.
Oh, no.
Nothing special. Oh. Just, yep.
All right, so I believe that so the idea is that you guys are gonna jump without changing the transponder codes.
We're not gonna change them. We're gonna blank them. We're gonna null them out.
We should probably null them out.
Okay,
until
so
we figure.
Masking is computers or mechanics average.
Cool.
This is a good time to spend that white.
You know it.
Saying.
Because I want to make sure.
Triumph.
Oh, I don't see it. Let me refresh.
That's magic power right there.
For whatever reason, it bumped below the last one. I don't. Yeah, on my
just refresh. If you refresh it, sort of.
All right.
Fixes it.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it's done. Tell me more.
I'm looking. I'm looking at what my uses.
And you did mechanics, right? Is that right?
Either way, it's the same.
Well,
but yeah, I did mechanics.
Okay.
Yeah, mechanics.
That can inform the narration.
Indeed. Okay.
So
actually, no. I'm gonna say that was computers because we're masking. Yeah.
fair. I mean, there's. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like it. Yeah, I mean, you have the same pool for both skills. Yeah, I mean, it would be my preference to say which one before. But
my apologies.
That's okay. That's okay. Just that's a future reference thing. But I think that it's also like, you know, to kind of pay forward the triumph, we should just do the thing that is has more that you have a creative spark for at the moment. Now that it is done. So tell me what is the triumph?
So while I'm in there and I'm going through, I'm nulling everything out, but I'm nulling it in a way that would not bring suspicion to any kind of Imperial ping.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's like a friend or foe. There's a negative friend or foe. And then there's neutral FF, so we just look like an airliner kind of thing. So I'm nulling it out, but nulling it out in a positive way, to make it
Okay. So
to Imperial ships. We're gonna look decent.
So yeah, what this will appear as is that it very innocuous, like a data loss was the ship has suffered a data loss in its transponder. Like, I need to visit the nearest bureau ship office to get this fixed. I need to go to Secretary of State. Yeah, it's a temporary plate. It's a paper plate.
We're sorry, but we're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Give us a second to lock it down. So the appearance is innocent.
Yes.
The astrogation roll, which I believe is next. So with that said, there's goodbyes said, and V3ST is given a barrel full of beeping advice from R6, and ZDV attempts to give Davian some reassurance, and he says, "It was nice knowing your acquaintance, and I found trusting you to not be a total disaster. Good luck at the rendezvous point."
Thank you. You as well. We will not let you down.
Very good.
And let's see.
So plotting this is hard.
Right. Give me 1 second, because I've got a talent which might help.
Okay.
I've got the Galaxy Mapper.
It is hard, and there's a setback die. That's what I was going to say. It's
okay, but
it's hard because there's no reference point. Like, you're going to the middle of nowhere, like literally, like there's and then the setback die is because there's normally you can kind of count on a mass shadow to pull you out of hyperspace. Like the hyperdrive's failsafe will just automatically disengage when you get there. But in this case, you're going to deep space, so it has to shut off precisely.
okay. Well, with the Galaxy Mapper talent, I am pretty good at being able to do this anyway. Even something like the Comet, as small of a gravity shadow as it has, I should be good enough to remove that setback. Which is because I got the talent. Damn it! I'm gonna narrate it. Unless there's another reason.
No, this is this seems perfectly. There are places, there are smugglers' havens and so on that are tucked away in various parts of the galaxy, which similarly lack a strong mass shadow to pull you out of hyperspace. You've done this,
right? And so we're calling this is 3 purple dice.
It's a tri-perp.
Tri-purple. Okay. And am I getting any assistance from our little astromech?
Oh, yes. He's full of assistance.
So is there a blue die?
It's a single blue die. He's not. You are his better in every respect.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out whether him continuing to talk gives me another black die because I want to shoot him. But no, we'll say no. That's not the case. But I really want to get this right, so I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to spend a point.
Go for it.
Upgrade this. Is it rolling? Because I have pretty good astrogation skill anyway, but I'm going to roll a very good pool. You've got to be
God. Look at
3
that.
yellow dice, a blue die, and 3. And I get a failure and an advantage.
And even with the assistance, yeah.
But it was that assistance, only the assistance, that canceled out some of my failures.
Yeah.
It's that little droid.
All
It's
right.
the only success that showed up.
All right. So I think we need to. We need to work out for ourselves what failure and stuff means on astrogation.
Astrogation?
Yeah, because I mean, so you guys pull away from the temperance, and you point yourselves towards your course. And you know what? I have the expanded astrogation open right here.
Same like dusting crops, boy.
Where is that?
It is page 76 of Fly Casual.
It's Fly Casual I need. Okay, for Fly Casual by book. Here we go.
Jim's muted again, so like all of his commentary is being lost.
It
He's
was
a complete idiot.
absolutely
Well,
insignificant.
I mean, sometimes you got to snack.
My apologies.
Where have I gotten us?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I do need to open up the core book. There is an extra table basically for start astrogation there.
Ship's working fine.
Yeah.
But core rule
let me
book,
take a look at it.
The better pilot interface.
skills, general. Okay.
Okay, fine. Oh well.
Asian, I think it's after.
What the?
Or the vehicle profiles.
I forget that you can skip.
Yeah, that's the astrogation modifiers are on page 261.
Okay.
But it's just modifiers. So.
They might tell me something in the block text about like what a failure means.
Oh.
That's because what I want to figure out is like what is a failure default to?
What exactly happens? Did you check the regular skill descriptions? Skill ranks, choosing skill.
All right.
Astrogation is the first skill.
I've got it. I believe that this will be my tentative narration. Please continue to look it up. I'm going to need to relieve myself for a moment here.
Sure.
My tentative narration is that there's no way to calculate the route with the data available, and or rather that the Navicomputer engages a failsafe and ends up dropping you out of hyperspace prematurely, and you have a choice about where that is, or rather the advantage can allow you a choice about that. That's what I would say about that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we just drop and need to take more measurements to triangulate.
That's
right, with
yes. So let me send the map to you guys again.
I'm reading about fatal encounters now. With astrogation.
So I definitely know that like failure is not disaster. Like I know that despair. So I just sent the image for the map, and so you guys are at Napier. Nexus or tie is noted there. So my thought is that failure means that you can't the Navicomputer splices together the lines. So like it takes the best lines it can. So it goes, okay, I'm going to splice to Slovion. I'm not going to drop out of hyperspace. I'm going to keep going. And from Slovion, I'm going to go back to Eric's, go back to the 5-6 because I got a charted route in my computer, and then it says, all right, I'm going to go to Nexus or tie.
Okay.
And I'm given to think that, with the establishing facts we have from the previous jump, that, Max Bill connected to the cloud, the data cloud, so that you guys could get to here as soon as you did, that you can get as far as Nexus or tie before you have to jump out. And so I think it's, you notice the Navicomputer, you notice that it does not key in correctly after the jump. And so, you can choose when to disengage. along that splice. I don't know. How's that for a reading of the very limited rules for astrogation, and then also the facts that we have available?
That works. That works.
Okay, because it seems like, you astrogate, like you pull the lever. Like it does seem like that's what the role is it's also the commit.
I think, yeah, it's a degree of a skill that is used under pressure, right? If you're in a battle and you need to get out of there, that's when rolling the astrogation is really important, because there's a time constraint, right? The faster you can get that data, the faster you can get out of the
this is
the
true,
firefight.
and that may mean that it shouldn't be hard. Let me look at the pool.
Or it could be,
Yeah, so you have an abundance of time. You have an abundance of time. I should say.
It can always be interesting, because failures like despairs could be catastrophic things, or failures could be longer routes or running out of fuel and needing to stop at other systems to get fuel. So you could get creative with it, but it's... Yeah,
I just don't want to be too I don't want to be too fiat rich. Like that's my anxiety with it, is that it does seem, like you should know where you're going.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it seems like you can't get to where you're going. That I think that failure does say that.
Right.
I think that only a lot of threat says that you don't jump at all yet. Like maybe give me a second to type in the navigation, blah 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 blah. Like it seems like that like the hand, saying like, listen, we can't do it yet. That seems like maybe that's a failure. Like it takes longer. No, hold on. Yeah, wait. It takes longer. Because the intention of the skill, the intention of the skill is that it be used under pressure. That's the main function of it. So what does failure mean?
Or the route could be longer, right? You get there, but it's
right. Yeah, instead of
just
final destination not affected, but the voyage
takes
there.
A couple
and
that's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, I guess I would probably. Based on the idea, like the advantage can give us something like convenient layover points or whatnot, I suppose if it were me, I'd like all of a sudden have us end up at like Galberon or Mastera, and close but no cigar. But at least we had a way of getting some more information to get to where we really wanted to go. But I was looking for something else in the text, outside of like actually materializing within a star.
So. So that's with absent time pressure.
Yeah.
Absent time pressure. You lay in the course, and having like there's the clock is counting down. Like the sector ranger could arrive at any moment. So you can choose 1v4n. Do you want to recalculate the jump, take longer, or jump? And then pick some place close by, Nexus or tie proper, like in front of the planet, Galberon or Mastera. Or you could go back to the Five Sisters.
No, I'm thinking as I'm plotting the course, and I realize that this ship is probably going to materialize soon. The other one, I really don't want to be there when it does. And little B3 saying, it's like, we're almost there. Like I said, I've got it like this. I go, shut up. I think this is good enough. I just pressed the button. And we head into hyperspace, going almost the right direction. And then I hear the disappointed whines from him. It's like, no, we weren't quite there yet. We're going to the wrong place, because he's the only one that gave us any success. Like, what do you mean? Galberon? Why are we going to Galberon?
I managed to recalculate at the final moment and get us to a habitable system.
Okay.
Maxwell, this droid is broken. I think you need to run a diagnostic on him.
Jump clock is 11 hours.
Right.
For Galberon.
So in the meanwhile, remember, I'm going through the ship, right? So if there are no other surprises, that's okay. But
no, that's good. I mean, if you're trying to be thorough about it, I do have to actually really take a break.
Yeah. 1V, all this complaining about the ship not working. I give you a working ship, and we are where?
It's his fault. Destroyed is broken. Do run another diagnostic on him. B3. I think there's something wrong.
Yeah, this didn't happen on the Queequeg, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm totally trying to blame the poor little astromech droid. Don't tell me you were the only one with reliable information.
Oh, look, new video from Ivan Mike. Nice.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, wait a second. Oh, that's right. We can schedule these.
Yeah, no, it was uploading, so it takes forever. It takes forever to do that, from if you record them on like an Apple device or something, and then to actually convert the type of video in something like Windows Media Player to the kind it likes takes almost as long. And then it
almost
uploads.
as long,
it uploads a lot faster. So it's like, oh man. So eventually, I have to get like an actual camera that I can set, like what kind of format YouTube likes, and just record it that way.
Yeah, that would probably be.
Because streaming is always dangerous. The second last, not this video, but the video maybe before. I think I had 20 takes after our Mars game because I kept on scrolling. I was like, God damn it. I get to one point, and I said, and so the point here is, shit.
I have to say, I mean, like that's one of the reasons that I've started doing the voiceover videos. Is like,
right? Yeah,
I end up a creek, like because I have to write it and I have to record it, and then I have the super long like animated PowerPoint, annoying, but
Right. One day I will do another outtake video like I had on my channel years ago.
Yeah, that was funny.
I enjoyed that.
My favorite video of yours is when you did the channel intros for everybody, and you had the light like you were Anthony, and you were wearing a wig or something doing Francois. It was hilarious.
And my D30 did black and white for Seb.
Yeah, it was awesome. Anyway, back to this.
Okay, so we went to the wrong place. I'm totally blaming B3, or at least everybody else.
Fair. So yeah, what are y'all up to for 10 hours?
I'll search the ship. When I'm satisfied that the ship is okay, then I'll get some rest.
I'm organizing parts and maybe grabbing a power nap.
Yeah, well, this is true. Is there's not you're no longer in a ship with 20 other people in it, and there is that.
I'll look over the crew quarters, see if there's anything worth salvaging there. And at some point after a nap or something, I'll start cleaning up because this used to be a hut ship. It's got a smell.
So this is where I let's go ahead and do there is an opposed perception roll basically that's going that kind of continues to transpire here. There's stuff that's hidden. It's it's double purple, and then it's at the moment because you just got here and you're familiarizing with yourself with the ship. Then it's also double black. And then I'm gonna upgrade one here because of the booby trap. Just a fear that there could be a booby trap or something of that nature. Accidents might happen as you're prowling about.
So it's one purple, one red, two black, and it's perception. Wow, yeah, it's harsh.
It is, but if you succeed, something is coming. Also.
Yeah. So yeah. I guess nobody else is helping. So I'll
No, I'm
Yeah, man.
is busy.
I'm gonna play that little
Busy.
chess game with B3. Get the little droid, the little monster chess thing going on.
So I will flip a destiny point to help myself
Thank
here.
you.
And let's try it. Let's see how this goes. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Filling with threat. Hooray.
Okay. Well, this is I believe that there's a Beatrix Potter book called The Tale of Samuel Whiskers that I read my son last night about noises in the walls, and it's an old house, and sometimes there's walls that are 4 feet thick and weird creaking noises that that make it seem like there might be a hidden staircase somewhere, and and it makes it you can't get no sleep. Yeah.
So I'll take some stress, I suppose.
Yep,
some
that's
strain.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Right.
Now, as for dropping out of hyperspace,
Don't fuck this up.
oh no, I mean it's done.
Oh, okay.
You drop out of hyperspace over Galbaron, which is
Oh, yeah, it's not bad. We're not that far away from Sis.
okay. Galbaron is it's a pretty depopulated world. As you drop out of hyperspace over the main world, you can see you drop out over the night side, and you can see that there's relatively few cities that are lit up. It's a small industrial planet that was one of the last worlds that was supporting the separatist holdouts during the Nulian crisis, and it's in fact one of the there's a textbook battle that took place here. So you drop out of hyperspace, and it's quiet, relatively. You can see that there's a space station in orbit for warehousing, and that's it's kind of blasting loud and clear, like, hey, come here if you need to do any trading, and you got to check in here before you go to the surface, because this is a probationary former separatist world, and so everyone needs to get a pass from the planetary governor before they're allowed to land. If you are planning on going anywhere else, please transmit to the local customs boat your through destination, and get on with your jump as quickly as possible. Do not linger. If you're staying, you need to check into port, and if you're leaving, get on with it. And that's an automated message. It's very curt.
Is this our rendezvous point, 1B? Where are we?
Almost.
Almost.
How are we on fuel? Have enough?
Yeah, I'll go check. I'll check a readout. See if are we good on fuel?
You are good on fuel.
Doesn't sound like a very friendly place.
No. Thankfully, we've got enough in the tank for the droid to make a couple more mistakes.
I am looking for B3. Which droid? We could have tried to jump to the actual correct rendezvous point. Doesn't sound like it's a good idea to stay here, especially if they have customs.
Yes. Recalculate, please, and get us out of here.
Please submit please transmit your identifiers. Unknown vessel. Unknown vessel. This is Imperial Cruiser Damien's. What is your designation? Your transponder is blank.
We're having some difficulties with the transponder code. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. This is and I'll blur my voice. Incumbents. We seem to be having some comm issues. We're working to stabilize. Works and. And then cut the channel, and then 1V, get us out of here. Get us out of here now.
So I think the determinant of like when the masturbation.
Yeah, pretty much that's what we're doing right now. We're masturbating.
Yeah.
That's what got us here in the first place.
Yeah. All right.
The astrogation roll, when that occurs relative to the company that inevitably we've got. The when is going to ride on the deception roll here.
Ooh, nice.
Whose deception roll is that?
You need to haul into port to get your transponder fixed. That is a full stop rule. Unidentified vessels in this system need to haul into port. These are the coordinates. Please acknowledge. So yeah, knowing that you're not going to do that, I believe, but you're trying to stall them.
Yeah.
It's just an average deception roll.
So it's 2 purples. I got a green and a yellow.
And there's no setback. Like there's no reason that it should be any harder because of the triumph earlier. Because that it's believable. Your thing's broken.
I'm gonna flip another point and increase our chances here because we need all the help we can get. Here we go. Unless you want to upgrade my difficulty.
Oh no. That's fine.
Okay. Yes. Although we get a little bit of threat, so.
So you want to try this again?
It looks like it did not go as well as it could have. I know how to try again. It is hard sometimes to do the job right. That is why you have to try over again. Are you ready to try over again?
Yes, I'm ready to try. I'm ready to try again right now. Go ahead. Just let's go.
Sweating bullets and more strain, I think, is appropriate.
Yeah. I'm also I'm taking that strain for the. I figured that much. Yes,
how much strain am I taking for this, or is that a?
No, it's just to me because I'm bluffing. So
okay,
it's
okay.
Go 1V, get us out of here.
I'm trying.
I'm going to put an additional burden on the astro navigation check. So where are you going? Let's establish difficulty first.
I'm going to try to go to our original destination, I guess. I mean,
okay,
that's acceptable.
Go
to Nexus Ortai.
Up to you. It's up to you. To the deep space rendezvous point.
No, to Nexus Ortai, yeah.
Just to Nexus Ortai, the planet is what I look, or out in the Oort cloud, half a light year away from the planet. That's the the proper rendezvous point.
Yeah, the proper rendezvous point. Yeah.
Okay, fair. All right. It remains hard, but there is the peril that you may reveal your destination to ships that are watching. And so there's an Arquitens cruiser which has pointed your way on scanners. Or it's big enough that you can just see it. It's not trying to hide itself. It's kind of it's hauling around. So it's at long range right now. and they communicated with you. They revealed their location anyway, so they might see you, and so that's why I think it'll be upgraded.
Is there any way I could assist here with little backseat piloting?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Is my little droid still assisting too?
He sure is. Yes, he is.
Okay. You have some kind of astrogation skill?
I have piloting. Space.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm plotting a course and hitting a button. I don't know if you're does that qualify?
It does because you have to point the ship in the direction that the...
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. All right, fine.
Now, 1V, see, if you angle the ship like this on our outgo, you're going to have a little bit better...
Would you like me to do it this time? I'm happy to do it. I can do it all by myself.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
That's
okay. Just give me the coordinates, Scott. You know.
Maybe. It's a bit hard, actually, for me.
I just hope they can't track us. Otherwise, we lead them right to a rendezvous point.
Yeah.
So, say that audibly.
Difficulty, challenge, setback.
Yeah. Okay.
Maxwell, but
and the setback is from what?
But you're a galaxy mapper.
Yeah, I'm a galaxy mapper.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, I'll pet V3 and say, aren't you just the cutest thing?
Boy, but look at all those advantages.
Man. Can't believe it.
Man, this is great. I'm really...
Like, that many count as a success?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. What can I use that? Let's see. With a failure, what can I possibly use that many successes or advantages for? Where's our little cheat sheet here?
So I'm gonna.
What does Justin Alexander say? For astrogation, what can I possibly use?
He has it on the starship.
I've got you a little bit some right here. I mean, and
reduced travel time. That's about all he gives for
reduced travel time.
Why don't we say that? Maybe one of the
just sent a table
cruisers.
But go ahead.
Maybe the Architect's cruiser is like on the way, and we got to move around it or something to engage. Oh, look at this! This is good.
Yeah, you could get us there faster.
It's not so much you can get us there faster as you can get us out of here quicker. No. Well, actually, getting us there faster is pretty good because then if there's pursuit, we can be gone by the time they show up or something.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, great. And then I guess I guess I'll spend the other one on
and the other one on getting an extra boost die for the check
next time. So where the hell do we end up? Going 25% faster than we normally would have. Because I don't think we're getting an extra sort tie.
Oh well, maybe we don't.
Well, so yeah, I'm gonna say that in this case, because of the time pressure, that no jump occurs yet, and so they launch TIE fighters at long range. So the cruiser launches TIE fighters at long range. And we're in space combat with 4 TIE fighters at long range and the Arquiten's cruiser at extreme range.
Oh boy! Yeah,
this is a good place. This is a good place for a cliffhanger. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because I'm actually looking forward to this now.
Yeah.
Because we were just saying we were hoping to have like a combat, like experience of combat in a combat-worthy vessel where we could all be doing something, and now we've got problems.
And
Davian,
you shall receive.
Davian will say, "Well, stabilize those deflector fields. I'm going to go check the turrets," and I go back there and start powering up the turrets. Nice. This is excellent.
Well, okay, so before I need to think a little bit more because of congruence here about the extreme range declaration. Give me a second.
Yeah, no, change it. Yeah, make it long range for the cruiser.
Yeah, long,
and medium for the
well,
the
fighters just launched, like, so they are at long.
Oh,
I think long is a pro because like they had to have seen you in order to be talking to you.
that's true.
So that's the only thing is I don't want to be wrong about that. So I think long is fine for that because they're out doing active scans, extending range. Yeah. Okay. That's all.
Okay.
So that's pretty good.
We're gonna get that cool combat we always wanted, right?
So
You know, one of these days I'm gonna upgrade my character with this XP I've got
yeah.
bottled up.
May I recommend?
Some
So
pew skills.
I think that our duty turnover is probably still just one for Max Bill because of kind of how things panned out. Like you did salvage the droid and stuff. Did I miss anything? Does that sound about right?
I think
Okay.
that was the only thing I really like.
Okay.
Going after technology. Yeah, I was playing with it a little bit, but it was the same instance when
There was, the thing is when you rolled it, like I was like,
looking at
oh,
1D.
I know exactly what's going to happen. Oh, it's so perfect. It's going to be like, oh, the hut and the blah blah and and I'm not going to even say because everything went completely differently.
That's awesome. That's perfect.
First contact with the players.
Well, and the interesting with the duties thing, getting used to it, and I mean, I think we're getting. I appreciate. It seems like each one of y'all, when it has been rolled, has like kind of reached to do something, even when it was hard. Like when it, like it was like, well, how's that going to fit in? And I appreciate that because I'm still trying to figure it out. And I'm trying to figure out what the intention of it is. It's hard. Maybe because of the length of our sessions being shorter?
Yeah. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. That's my main reflection.
I'm given to we should talk to Anthony about this because
he made that video about duty like right when we first started playing.
Okay, I'll watch it again because
YouTube,
my sense is that without remembering what Anthony said, my sense would be that obligation is easy to trigger because even if it's a 2-hour session, you can just boom drop some bounty hunters on your butt or something, right? But duty is proactive. The player has to go do something. So if the 2 hours isn't enough to go do something, right?
And it's like, here's a carrot, here's a carrot, here's a carrot. But everything else that we're doing today is in between you and the carrot.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's not today anymore by the time you get to the carrot or stuff happens.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So it might be a time constraint issue. So I don't know. I have to think about it some more because it sounds like, for example, my duty is personnel recovery, right? So it sounds like whatever it is that we're doing today, at some point there might be some prisoners or something to rescue. And then I have to decide, do I go to main mission objective or do I take off and rescue the prisoners, right? Or do I try to do both? And that's the pressure thing.
And at some point I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, 1v4N definitely
so
has maybe has it easiest because blow stuff up works.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like I've got it pretty easy. Tech procurement is not difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard, and you can always work on your gadget. Like you could be working on a gadget, like you can just be like, I'm working on a cool new mad science device in my spare time, and you had some spare time.
Yep.
And or steal tech from
Yeah, exactly. You steal tech from anything. Like I could
anything.
part of the shipper part. Like if I need to. Like if we're in the need for it.
Yeah, but so far we
had it like right there. Like that was a softball.
Right.
And
so far we are the worst recruits ever, though.
Oh, I grabbed two.
We can't get anything right. We screw up like everything that's even partially a mission. Just get these guns here. No.
Yeah.
Just And don't attract any attention. Oh, of course. No, you won't.
No problem. No problem at all.
Walk around with a transponder, which is kind of looks sort of neutral, but we decide, no, that's not good enough. Let's put a flashing red light on top of our ship. Hey, we're going to go see the rebels. Want to follow us? This is fantastic. Yeah, we're great. We're great recruits. What was that? What was it? Police Academy.
Yeah.
These are the recruits.
That's us, man.
Well,
That
so
is us.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is the progress with the figuring out astrogation. I'm glad I drew some maps. I mean,
that was helpful.
I mean,
that was helpful.
Yep.
Yeah, there was some skepticism about the maps, but
No, they're helping. They're helping.
it
All right, guys.
seems relevant. Yeah, let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. I think we have something to look forward to. Have a good night.
Thank you.